Okay. There we go. We are going to be discussing some online resources that can help you, how to reach your customers during COVID, and hopefully answering some questions for you about your online marketing and helping you giving some practical advices and strategies. Let's see, we have another person in the waiting room. Let me see, participants. Let's see there. Okay, more. All right. So if there's questions that you guys have or something that you want to say, type it in the box, say something, and one of us will be here. I have several assistants helping me, Tiffany and Aaliyah, to help manage all of the questions and see what we can do. But as you can probably imagine, your online presence is extremely important. What your website looks like, what your social media looks like, digital ads if you had it, have it. This is your presence. This is what they're going to see. This is going to work for you 24/7. Okay. I guess one of my biggest questions for y'all is, can you tell me a little bit about who your market is? Because I looked at some of the people that were coming in here and I wasn't sure what your market would be. But if I know a little bit, who is your market, right? What is your, who are you trying to reach? Your client base. Because everybody's is going to be reached a little bit differently. It's going to depend on geographic restraints. It's going to depend on age restraints. And I know everybody can use everyone's services. The bad thing about that, guys, is that's like shotgunning, okay? Everybody has a finite number of resources. So let's take those resources and use them appropriately for you. And talking about what would put your money best to use, because whether you're buying a digital ad, whether you've built a website, or whether you're just posting on social media, your time is money. And it is just as valuable as money you've put into ads. So we're having trouble now because you can't necessarily just show up someplace anymore. You can't drop things off. You can't network with people the way we used to. But there are still a lot of opportunities. So Jane says that she's working with small startups with 50 employees or less. Okay, so the question with that is that, again, I push towards social media. I push towards looking through LinkedIn. I push towards surfing the web in your area for things that are happening at your chamber, at your local places. But I also push for you starting something, a web page, a social media page, a digital ad campaign that helps people to bring in leads to you. Because if I'm a new business starting, I'm going to start searching. So if you're looking out for them and they're looking inward for you, have two streams. Okay. So if I'm a new business person starting up a business, I'm going to be focusing on digital no matter what. So basically, you're going to be looking for those connections. So is it age-wise? You might be looking at someone younger. So then you're looking at posting things on Instagram. You're looking at posting a campaign. If you wanted to do something with TikTok, it's very, very popular right now. But also building your strategy behind doing this, because again, you're going to define that market. Now the question is, going to reach this market, what is your goal for them? Is your goal that you're going to sell each person? That's not going to happen. Is your goal that you're going to try to convert or educate 50% of the people that you hit? And then, another 10% you're going to convert. So the question is that what message, what goals? And again, it's got to be calculated. I don't suggest you put up a website just for the heck of it. I don't suggest you start a social media page just for the heck of it, a digital ad campaign. If you don't have the strategy behind what you're doing, that's backed up by your goals, that is focusing in on the right group of people, you're just shotgunning and wasting your time and your money, and that's not fun for anybody. So that takes us right into the next slide, which is talking about strategy. So everything you do should be strategic. Everything you do should have a plan. So if you're deciding that you're going to remodel bathrooms, okay, let's say we're going to look at, I have this many workers, I have this much time that they need to keep themselves busy, I have this many jobs I need, this is my bandwidth, okay? And you're kind of going to work it backwards. That's my bandwidth of what my guys need. This is my target market that I want to hit. And now we're going to decide and bring in the tools, the website, the sales funnel, social media, the SEO, the digital ads. All of these pieces can work together for you. The content that you write, the images that you use is what's going to sell them, okay? If you are a gardener and you are selling your produce, the pictures of those tomatoes need to be fabulous, you know, or if you're a farmer or a rancher and you've processed meat, you're definitely going to not want that stuff to go to vegetarians or vegans, right? So the question is that putting these strategies and these benchmarks and goals in place and watching what's happening. So let's see here. Let's see. So Darcy, hello, Miss Darcy. So Miss Darcy is a reconstruction, vintage reconstruction specialist. So for instance, what she's looking for is people that have had difficulties at home. They've had a flood. They've been impacted by hail. They've been impacted by the hurricanes or something that's coming. So with Darcy, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the areas that, first of all, having the natural disasters. We're going to look at possibly homes in older areas because they might be more prone to flooding because maybe their hoses are weak or their infrastructure is bad. And, you know, she's going to be looking at those kinds of homes and also evaluating where her work is coming from currently. So if she sees a lot of work coming from the Dominion area, that is possibly another place to look at leads. Because if, you know, homeowner A, B, and C have all come from the Dominion, A and D and F have come from a different area, you've got a lot coming from this area. What else is happening in that area? What's going on? You know, is it that we don't understand that we're not looking at what is there problems with drainage in that area? Is there problems with high winds? Is something happening going on there? Are there a lot of older roofs, perhaps, that with the high winds coming from the hurricanes, that those are kicking different things up? We had the hailstorms that came through. Is that an area? So do we need to make sure we develop some digital ads that focus in on them? Do we need to have a landing page for them that addresses their needs? We know you're going through this. You know, we're here to help. We're a specialist in this area. How do we make you stand out in that area, in that level, if you will, with that marketing platform? With that, if there's a disaster at my house, which right now, if you know me, I just bought a house, I'm moving into it. I got dressed in the dark, so you know, lights in my house would be really nice right now, but we're getting there. Getting someone that understands your problem, that sympathizes with you, that you feel is genuine, is going to help you. The other market that Darcy deals with is she deals with adjusters. So the question for that to me is okay, let's figure out where do adjusters hang out? How do adjusters come from? Where do they look? So I'm thinking we need to investigate on LinkedIn perhaps and look for people that have that as their title. Look for different insurance groups. Look for social associations that they might belong to and how to tap into those. Possibly doing one of these for one of them, because you can't really do lunch and learn so much anymore, but can you put out a topic that they might be interested in? What is important to them? Is it getting in and out and getting the estimates fast and getting someone in to take care of it so they can move on to the next disaster? What is high on their list? And that goes for anybody that you're looking for in your target market. What is their priority? Not what I can do for that, not necessarily what I need, but what can you do for them? What is going to make their life easy? That's all they really care about. If you are consistent and you'll do the job, that's wonderful. But first and foremost, how are you going to make my life easy? So if we can sit down and figure these pieces, did I hit on some good points for you, Dars? Okay, good. Melissa, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do or what you need?
Absolutely. So I'm Melissa Behringer. I'm the communications coordinator here at the Boerne Chamber. So I'm just hopping on today, supporting everyone and seeing what I can learn from you, and as well as whatever you assume. I mean, you're a Boerne Chamber member as well. So we're always here taking advice and whatever you think we can do better as well. So
I imagine that right now you guys did a lot of events and it must be difficult to figure out how to connect with the businesses. I know that as a business person, we got somebody else in the waiting room. Let me do that. Get him in here. I know that being a business owner, it's difficult sometimes to make those connections. The networking events have kind of become scarce or non-existent. In California, they're threatening to turn off your power and water if you have gatherings of X amount or so. So I'm like, well, that's scary. Okay, we don't even want to go to there. But trying to figure out new ways to connect. And again, the chamber needs to fulfill my needs. What do I need at this time? You know, yes, everyone needs leads. Everyone needs connections. Everyone needs sales. But the main thing to do there is to figure out, again, to take it to its granularist level. And when you've got a base of people, the first thing you need to do, in my mind, is keep your current clients happy. Make sure that you've fulfilled what they need before you go out and bring more in. And that kind of works for everybody. Is your current set of clients, have you touched on them? Have you talked to them? A lot of repeat business comes from your current clients. Have you reached out to them? Do they need help? Do they need their website revamped? Do they need somebody just to check on them? We all like to feel important. We all like to feel needed. We all like to feel that somebody cares. So sometimes just reaching out to them. I'll send, when all of this hit, I sent little notes to my clients. How's everything going? What can I do for you? How you doing? You know, oh no, we don't need any work right now. And we don't have any work for you right now. I said, no, that's not why I'm calling, not why I'm touching base. I'm just checking in, you know, because there's not a lot anybody can do right now. I had friends that were making masks and people that were doing all kinds of wonderful things, but everybody's needs are different. And sometimes with this age of being disconnected, sometimes just the idea of someone else telling you that they care, someone else touching base with you, makes a difference. I know it does for me. Miss Darcy sent me cookies the other day. She's a lovely thing, you know. So, I mean, any little thing you can do is always wonderful. So I'll go back to marketing strategy for a minute. So when, and hello, Mr. Ray, thank you for joining us. I saw you come in there. I don't know where you went to. There you are.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Doing
Welcome.
great.
So Ray is an engineer, and I'm guessing that reaching out right now for you and Getting more work is also a trying thing as is for everyone. So I'm thinking some thoughts, and please put in any questions you have in the chat. And I've got my lovely assistants helping me. I've got my own Vanna Whites here, giving me assistance and keeping me on track. But again, if you can, a couple of good tips are, number one, take your strategy as tight as possible. And it doesn't mean, when I say that, think about it like a bell curve, okay? So that, yes, you can work for almost anybody, but there's going to be your sweet spot. And when I talk about a target market, we want to define your sweet spot as close and as specific as possible, because if we do that, again, then your stuff is going out properly. You've got landing pages we can make. You've got a website you can make that's tailored to that. You've got social media posts that can go out to them. You can look into groups that are out there and putting your SEO properly in there so that they can find you, can all put it together. Because taking all the strategies of these pieces and taking them one at a time, putting together the content, and that is words and photographs, will help you reach their message. Some people look for words. First thing I look for is an image. I'm a visual girl. If the image doesn't grab me, you probably didn't catch me, you know? So good pictures, focused and detailed content, okay? Once you have those pieces, you know, you can start putting together a website. I know that the hardest thing for me when doing any and all of this is writing about myself. My father used to say, yes, you're the smartest person in the room, but they have to figure it out for themselves. Tell me how you're supposed to do that. You know, as an 18-year-old, I'm going, Jiminy Christmas, how does that work? But your website, your social media, your digital ads, your landing pages, all of that can do that for you. Sometimes it is easy for you to do it. Sometimes if it's for me, like for when I'm writing for myself, it's difficult. There is help out there. There is people that can do things for you. You know, you can reach out to any and all of them. Maybe you don't have enough money for the complete website that you want. Talk to somebody that's out there that you trust, and tell them, I need to start getting on the internet. I need to start doing it in a metered fashion. I only have so much available to me. There are plenty of individuals that are in the same boat you are. Sometimes they can trade services. Sometimes they can help you do it. But the point of it all is to build that wheel, because once you build it and you own it, you can keep adding to it. If you're a store and it's a shopping cart, you can get the shopping cart set up and maybe you get 5 products on there 1 month. The next month you get another 5. This is continuous. You can be taught to do it. You can be helped to do it. There are free tools. There are Wix. There is Squarespace. And there's also plenty of people out there that will help you. The point of it all is just to figure out where you sit in there. My next slide is questions. I know I've been asking for questions all along. Does anyone have any questions? Wix and Squarespace, yes. Free tools, yes. Does anyone else have any questions that they might specifically that I haven't touched on there that, you know, thank you for doing this, you didn't answer any of my questions? It's okay to tell me that. Tell me what you want. Tell me what I can do, because this is scary for all of us. Trying to, you know, I've had to adjust my marketing. I've had to be adaptive. I had to look at more unique ways to get in touch with people and ways to help my clients find their space and find their place. You know, mailings can be expensive. Not that they're not bad, but again, if you can focus in on doing a target, you can send postcards that could reach them, follow-up phone calls, creating Zoom meetings. How long does it take to build a website? Okay, so it'll depend on how big you want the website to be. You know, you can build a 3-page website for probably about 3 weeks. You can start with a 1-pager and probably have that up in about a week. It's the infrastructure is easy. Again, the content and the flow and the calls to action as how you want people to travel through your site. Is your site a portfolio site that someone's just going to look at? Do you want them to look at your products, take orders? Do you want people to look at your services and call you? So the question is that as they come to your site, as you've built pages for them, are you answering their questions? Again, what are your clients' needs? So websites, they don't have to take a long time, but when built in a proper fashion with the right tools, they can be added onto. WordPress is something that can be built for you. You can own it, and it is very expandable. No, help with updating. Do you guys need any help with updating websites? Does anyone, if you don't need a new one, is there someone that needs help with updating any of that stuff? Which is always a good thing to do, or have one evaluated. We do free evaluations if someone wants us to take a look at their site and see if we can give them some information on how people are getting to their site, maybe where some of their weak spots might be, how they can improve on any of those spots. That is a free analysis, so you don't have to worry about anything. I see a hand. Does that mean you have a question?
That's what that was. That's,
okay, very good.
I'll lower my hand again. I'm just used to doing that. This is Jane, and you mentioned WordPress. I know there are quite a few. I'm sorry, I turned my video off. There are quite a few different websites out there. Why did you specifically choose WordPress? How was that?
Wix is one of them. And the nice thing about WordPress is that when you build it, you own it. With Wix, with Squarespace, and some of the other platforms out there, you don't own anything. And you can't get into the back end of the website. You can't adjust the SEO properly. So and WordPress is a free tool that you can get. And so when I talk about updating your website and getting all the tools in there, search engine optimization. So a website is built front facing to the public. So I want to see pretty pictures and I want to see words that connect my needs. But for you to be found by that target market, it needs search engine optimization. That's the back end of the site, and that's the piece that Google looks at. Google is looking for keywords. They're looking for titles and tags and connections to your social media. They're also looking for updates. And those pieces are built in the back end. A lot of times, some of the free sites, Wix and Squarespace, what they will do is they'll give you the front-facing piece for free. They'll give you some tools that you can use to a certain point, but if you really want to do more features, they're going to start charging you for it. And then the thing is that you've built this piece that you can never move from their platform. You cannot do what you want with it. If you leave and abandon that site, you have to start over someplace else. If you build your own WordPress, then you own it. You can move it. You can have someone else help you with it. You can adjust it. You can put it on a different hosting platform, but it's yours and you can expand it exponentially. And search engine optimization, SEO, is one of those key pieces that gets left out a lot. And it'll basically help give your site traction in the areas that people are searching for, because you may think everybody's searching on remodeling, or Darcy uses specific words, but are those the words that I use? Is that the word the adjusters use? You have to remember that the words that you use, the colloquialisms that we use in our own profession, like SEO versus search engine optimization, and what the heck does that mean, is not necessarily what the general public means. And yet, Ray, you got any questions today? I didn't want to leave you out there.
Yeah, I have a question. you know, something like, you might have mentioned it earlier, but like items like Twitter, I often see some other firms like have like almost like articles, and they do it so often, it looks so impressive, but I'm like, there's no way they're reading all of that and finding one thing here and there to post. I don't know if it's some sort of service or what.
There are services that will help you that you can get content from. There are people, bloggers, content developers that you can get to write content just for you. And there are paid services that you can go and get that from. And there are some things that you can share. The nice thing about blogs that you own, you can have them on your website. You can post them into Twitter, and it should take them back to their site, take them back to your site. So what it's doing is it's building up your credibility as the expert in this field. It's building you up and getting traffic to your website so that they could get there and look around and find more stuff. And it's helping you connect with them. If you've built a, have you ever been out there and gone researching some different sites, and then all of a sudden you're getting all these emails from people? It's like, wait, I didn't sign up for anything. I didn't want to talk to you right now. I just wanted to look. So what they're doing is they've built a lead funnel on their site, so they can track anyone that comes on their site. So they're putting out a blog article, you've gone and read it because it's interesting. Now they've captured your email address, and they're going to put you on a list, and they're going to send you emails. They're going to make phone calls to you at some point. They're going to do their outbound lead generation based on that. So there's all kinds of services to help you with that.
Okay.
Nice logo. We did that, by the way. But anyway.
Yes, I think it's great too.
Thanks. But yeah, those, you know, there's, yeah, we do blogging and copywriting. The guys remind me, we do all of these things because yes, that's why we're doing this. But the other part is also to help you. There are services out there. We do these services. We can help walk you through finding the right ones that fit for you, helping you develop the topics that people can put together, and developing your own blog, developing your own pieces that go out there, and then knowing how to market it. I mean, is it a blog that talks about how much time you can save your client? Is it a blog that explains to them? Is it okay to mention somewhere that our company gives back? Yes. I love the give back. It's not getting, it's, we do not give to get, no, what it does is, I think that what that does is not getting a pat on the back for yourself. I think what that is that it's telling me that you care. You care about the community. You are not here just to sell, to put their services together, but also to let them know that there's more people than just, you know, there's more things to do in this world than just work, make a profit and move forward. Because in my mind, and we all work to give back in different ways, and that's another reason to have a marketing company help you, because what they can do is point out these things for you. It's that, you know, I don't always toot my own horn enough, or someone else's horn, but if I know what my client is doing, we'll put a campaign together to talk about that, because it's not, you're not tooting your horn to toot your horn. You're not donating that money so that you get it. You're donating that money because you care about the community. And when your community grows, you grow. And when my clients do well, I do well. And it's all about being a community. Whether we can physically meet or do anything else, the same connections apply. And it all goes back to talking to your market the way they want to be talked to, giving them the tools they want to use, and hitting them and letting them know who you are as a person, because that's going to also determine who they use. They don't want to pick any company that's going to fall away tomorrow. You know, they want to know that you have stability. They want to know that you're vested in the community. They want to know that you're going to be there, because if you have, my belief is, and I think most people's are, if you have those kinds of values, you work like that all the time. That isn't just something you do for lip service. That isn't just something you do to make yourself feel good. It's who you are inside. And it builds those connections all the way around. So yes, Darcy, I think Yeah. Yes, Darcy, there is a Santa Claus. No. Yes, Darcy, that's a wonderful thing to do. I know we've got some other people around here. Paula, do you have any questions? Or Tamara, do you have any questions? Or do you want to see a hand up? Ray's got a hand up. I'm learning that blue thing. Hands up. Yes, Ray. You're still on mute.
I rose my hand by accident, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so the little blue hand.
Yeah, I'll lower it.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything else they want to talk about or anything they want me to address? No current questions. Okay. If you guys would like us to do more of these, we'd be more than happy to. If you have topics you might like us to address, our goal was to try to put these out on Thursday mornings to try to steer people in the right directions, answer things that they might be curious about, and hopefully help them. I mean, I know things can be difficult when you're trying to create your target market profile. If you're trying to find out where they are, if you're trying to figure out how to get to them, I have a zillion answers, a zillion things for you to try. And the more narrowed you can make that market, the more narrowed your choices are, and the more your money is going to give you a bang for your buck. And I think that's what we're all looking for right now, is how to communicate effectively, how to use your resources, your time, your money wisely. And if we can help you do that in any way, that's what we're here for. So I know they told me we were 9 o'clock. We're supposed to go to 9:30. What time were we supposed to go to? I have no clue. I know, right? I flew in here. They got me all ready, and I can talk all day long on all of this stuff. So say, anybody interested in building shopping carts? Is anyone interested in selling online? Is anyone interested in developing a better social media campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I already wrote to Tiffany. I would like to have a meeting with you again. I think it's about time that I sat down with you again.
Okay.
And as you know, that I spent $10,000, got a cool computer and a certificate in search engine marketing, and I learned enough to only be able to tell everybody on here, don't do it yourself. I just don't have time to go all through that kind of stuff. But I know that business owners, I mean, I'm very small, it's just me, but any business owner that may have a couple of employees or whatever, you don't have time to do that. And I just look up to Penguin Suits was my, what do you call it? It was the company that I used as an example in this college course, this university course that I took. And I mean, I looked at every marketing company in San Antonio and put that against Penguin Suits, and you always came out on top, Debbie. You guys are just rock it. You just rock what you do. So.
Thank you. That's amazing, and there could be nothing better said to us than someone that believes in us and says that, and it's true. You know, I work with air conditioning companies. I work with realtors. I work with people that make great food and sell great clothing. You don't want me sewing your clothes. You don't want me putting in your air conditioner. You don't want me selling your house. That is not what I do. It's important for you to value everyone else's profession, and it's important for you to value and work on your own resources. Ray, are you asking another question this time, or should I ignore you? I'm not sure.
I don't know how to lower the hand. So it's
all right, I'll just ignore you, okay?
Ray, right where you clicked on raise hand, it now says lower hand. You just have to click it again.
Oh, okay. I'll try that. Thank you.
When I went to Catholic school, the nuns always knew when I was confused because my face was just there. You know, Debbie, you don't get it. This is correct. but that's the thing is call your professionals, whatever it is that you need, you know, and they're there to help, and we're here to help. I mean, accountants, and my new accountant saved me more money than I can tell you by not having us do it themselves. And yes, social media campaign. Paula, you work with the school in San Antonio, or what I remembered, I looked it up and I can't remember. It's the
Yes,
Catholic.
I work with Oblate School of Theology, and I'm a program coordinator for their program that they have for African American students.
Okay, so you're trying to fill your classes and reach those people?
Actually, this program offers monthly lectures, and they're trying to increase their attendance, and they want to do a social media campaign.
So what kind of lectures and what target market do they want to hit to reach to attend these lectures?
Well, of course, African Americans, anyone interested in theology or pastoral ministry.
Okay, and what are you trying to drive them into the program? Are you trying to build their knowledge, educate what is the end goal? What are they going to get out of this program?
Both, if they, both to increase the attendance of the program, and just to, increase their theological knowledge.
And is it open to everyone? Like I could take the class if I wanted to?
Yeah, anybody can attend the lecture.
Mm-hmm.
If from there you feel a calling to do more, and then the program would be able to help you.
Okay. So I'm sure you don't know this, 12 years Catholic school graduate here.
Yes.
So the nuns taught me well. And I think with that, you're kind of looking for a targeted market again. So I think building that, we might want to look at some different groups where Christians in the African American population would fit. Maybe if you tie it into some popular topics, such as what's going on with Black Lives Matters. How can we, because this isn't anything new. What's happening now isn't anything new. It's just bubbling to the surface. So how can your lectures address what is going on today? How can you make it timely? Focus in on that, and we can talk to the groups of where those people are. Because Martin Luther King was very religious, and he was Reverend Martin Luther King. So I mean, people that are interested in this topic have many different levels. So what if we try to work on building something timely, maybe working on the names of the classes, working on where we're posting it, looking at how we're talking about it, and looking at how it can address their needs. We can visit about it more, and I can think of some more ideas, but I'm thinking we need to make it very timely, and we need to make the topic address what's happening in today's community. You think, is that helpful?
Yes, yeah, and I've pretty much done most of that during the school kind of basically shut down after spring break, and so I used that time to increase their email distribution list. I, searched a lot of African American churches, not just Catholic, but Protestant, Baptist, AMC, all denominations. I also increased their Catholic pastoral database. And a lot of, did a email distribution list for historical Black colleges and universities. So,
but the other thing is, let's take a look at your content. Let's take a look at what you're naming these classes, how you're connecting it to what's going on in with the climate of today. Because I think that's also going to make a difference, and how it's interacting. It's not necessarily changing the content, so to speak? And are these online classes or are they physically in-person classes?
In the past, their lectures had been in person, but now with the pandemic, they're going to be webinars
Mm-hmm.
and online lectures.
Do you videotape them and make them available even when the actual presentation is over with?
Yes, the school does record them, and they have their own YouTube channel.
Okay. And then as you're marketing to your lists and to different groups, because you can do a spin on it, if you will, talk about the topics of the class that already happened and bring it around again to bringing it to current information. If you want to, what you could do is share some of this with me, and I can give you look at things directly and give you some specific examples.
Sure.
Okay.
Great.
And then I can get some good ideas on how to do that, or what we might be able to share it in. And Melissa had a question about, we get a lot of questions from startups or they either refuse to get involved in social media or to start their own online presence. Do you have any advice on what to tell them on this if I do not convince them to get at least one social media account? Which one should they get? Okay, so that's okay. Long question, no worries, got it all together. But yeah, people, I understand. I have a client and she refuses to get on online social media because whenever she does that, someone writes a review about her and then she feels bad. And I had to explain to her that they're writing the reviews anyway, you're just not seeing them. So we got her involved and we monitor it for her so that she knows. But this question kind of goes back to the target market. So if their target market is someone old like me, then they're probably on Facebook. If their target market is a 20-something person, you're looking at doing something on Instagram or TikTok or one of those places. If you are looking at someone that's much more like Ray's business, much more heavily business to business, then you're probably looking at doing something on LinkedIn. But I would suggest that they at least try one. If they're a service business, they might want to make sure that they claim their Yelp because stuff happens out there that you have no clue, and people are looking at reviews and things about you, good, bad, or indifferent. And you want to be sure you're on top of things. First of all, you want to claim all of your profiles, claim all of your names so that no one else can take them. And then you want to start with one social media at a time. And you want to be sure that you have claimed your Google, claimed your Yelp, claimed your anything you can claim. But then just start posting to the ones that you can do. I mean, even if you can only manage Facebook, start with Facebook. Understand it, work on it, because the content you put into Facebook can be twisted to put into Twitter, can be manipulated to be put into LinkedIn. And it can be put into Instagram if you've got good images, or if you have Canva and you know how to make them. But you've got to get out there and they've got to look and see all of their profiles, because whether they are out there or not, their image is out there. And somebody is probably saying something bad about them, because we don't please everyone all the time. It's just the way it is. If you see a company that has absolutely no reviews, that has absolutely no negative reviews, run, because there's something wrong. But and if they've got 1 star, unless they're an internet company, because all the internet companies have 1 star. Nobody likes their internet company at all. But the thing is if you get negative reviews, you're going to get them. Make sure you respond to them. Make sure you say something. Make sure you engage with that person, because you care that they've given it. You're angry, you're annoyed. Don't speak angrily. Don't speak negatively. Understand with them, have some compassion, and give them an outlet for how you can help them. Because if you poke at them or antagonize them, the conversation gets much longer. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people that refuse social media because they don't like it. It's scary, it's intrusive. But it's happening whether they like it or not. So they might as well at least monitor it. Because if you at least monitor it, and if nobody's saying anything, you'll never get a notification. But if someone is saying something and using your name, you want to know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Targeted ads are great. And yeah, that's the other thing. If you've got some negative stuff, you've got to develop a way to work it and bring it around, you know, because I had a really nice client and someone put a negative review out there, and we just were lucky enough that we were capturing her name being written, and, you know, and the review came out, it wasn't one of their clients. We don't know where it came from. We don't know why it happened, but at least we were able to address it for them. At least they knew what was happening. Brave. If you want to get all of these markets in different, what if you want to get out to all of these markets with different messages? This is absolutely the time to claim your ground. Yes. And this is, you know, okay. A lot of times when things happen where your money is restricted, where you feel like your market is shrinking, where you feel like you don't have a lot of resources to do stuff, this is not the time to stop your marketing. Because what happens is everyone is doing that. If you can take a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and put it into your market, that will gain you ground, because no one else is growing at that point. No one else is reaching. No one else is putting themselves out there. They are all stopping. So there's an opportunity with every, and if you do your SWOT analysis, with every threat, right, there's an opportunity. What is the opportunity in this situation? You know, in this situation, if you are a retail store or you have any way of selling your products online, having a shopping cart and making it easy for people to do it, you will gain ground. 153 Main is a client of ours, and everyone knows right now you can't really go eat in restaurants, and in the last couple of months you've had problems being able to order online, being able to drive up and get there. You know, that makes a huge difference. That can keep somebody's doors open. And yes, you got to put a little bit out there to make that change, to make that adjustment, but it is an investment in your future, and it'll be the difference between whether that your business is going to be here next year or not. Yes, I need help with that. Yes, ma'am. I will have Tiffany get in touch with you, I promise. It's Jane. You guys will talk to Tiffany. Are you really asking to be unmuted, Ray, or are you just teasing me now with these little things you're putting up here?
I'm sorry, I'm messing around. I'm doing two things at the same time, so I didn't realize I was doing something on the
I didn't want to ignore you. I just wanted to be sure. It's okay. It was a different blue message on the screen. I just wanted to be sure I was hitting
I
it.
didn't know. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. But, you know, I know people got PPP loans. Some people got grants. Some people got disaster relief loans. If you're lucky enough to be one of those people that got some of that, the thing is you use your PPP loan to cover your expenses, but then in theory, you should have extra money to develop and put into other things for yourself. Do not jeopardize your PPP loan. Make sure you get that forgiven and done whatever you need to do, but it should free up some money for you to do some things, whether it's, you know, get some additional equipment. What is it that you're going to do that's going to make your business more profitable in the next quarter? I mean, let's face it, 2020 has not been kind to anyone. Okay. I mean, yes, 2020, I saw a picture the other day. It was a swing with a brick wall in front of it. That's exactly how I feel. You know, a little bit into me trying to build this house was a nightmare, but it's done. I lost my mother in January, and my business has changed from last year to this year. And yeah, we fall for a minute and we pick ourselves back up, and we have to figure out the opportunity that's out there. And there is an opportunity for each and every business. And the question is if we can adapt, and how we respond is the difference of where you're going to be this next year at this time and where your competitors are going to be. So it's important to think of the opportunities. It's important to talk to somebody. It's, you know, if you wanted, somebody wanted to visit with us and talk to us, it's free for you to come in for a consultation. I can sit and talk with you like this, answer any specific questions that you have, walk you through anything. If you need us, great, we're here. If not, I have no problem visiting with you. I visit with you on the phone. I can do another video conference and look over your stuff. It's my pleasure to do that because I try to walk the walk and talk the talk. I believe that if your business gets better, we all get better. The community grows, everyone does well. And it is important to support our neighbors. So, bye, Melissa, penguins. But did Darcy leave, or was she just, did she leave, or did she just do, I don't know. Okay, but anyway, so, okay, we're almost at 9:30, which would be about an hour, and I think that's good for everybody. Does anybody, if anybody else have any questions or anything else that they need? And if I haven't addressed them, oh, I didn't go to the next one. There we go. There we go. And if I didn't address anything, you all know my name, my number. Give us a call. Let us know how we can talk to you, how we can help you. I'm more than willing to visit with you and give you any assistance that you need. And thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have all of you, and we'll do this again next Thursday. Bye, guys.